Hi friends, it's Mari. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here for a while, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing something so fun. It's been something that I've been thinking about. As you guys know, I got the Traveler's Notebook 20th Anniversary Edition, and I absolutely love this size after being in it for the past, well, since having it, week and a half or so. I truly feel like this is the perfect size for just, I guess, having it around. Now, I've been carrying my passport traveler's notebook. Now, mind you, I don't travel outside of the house with my items. I'm just talking about just around the house. Um, I have a passport traveler's notebook. This is currently my workout planner, which can we talk about how cute it is? I have recently decided to create a workout planner. I used to carry one last year and then decided to do it all in one journal. But I decided to go ahead and separate it again because of the fact that we just need to get remotivated and just kind of get out of this slump that we're currently in. And so, whenever that happens, I happen to just kind of like turn to my planners, and it's purely functional. And so there's not much of like decorating going on other than just tracking or not tracking, sorry, planning our daily workouts and just kind of keeping workout information in here. And then from time to time, I will probably stick stickers in here. But I decided to put it into this Love and Trip traveler's notebook. It's the passport size. I did convert it into a rings planner because when I decided to do this, I knew exactly what I was going to do it for. It was for my workout planner. And like I mentioned, plan, uh, I like to use planners functionally, or whenever I do something. Okay, let me back up. When I like to plan, I like to do it in ring binders, just because of the fact that I can take my pages out. So, anyways, and when I was filling this out, I definitely wanted to do something about my pen holder. And I had made this a long time ago, a few years back, where I sewed a piece of leather onto a um, this plastic folder from Travelers Company, and I decided that it would be perfect to add on here. Now, I'm really not a fan of having my pens on the side. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I am such like size sensitive when it comes to my journals, and I feel like when I like a planner, I like the size of it. Just the reason why I like the Hobonichi Weeks, I like the narrowness of it. And whenever I put a pen loop on the side, it kind of makes it wider, right? And so I'm not really a fan of it. If anything, I'd rather have it like either on the top or in the front of it. But that's just personal preference. Nothing other than that is just, it makes it wider than I really like, unless I make it thinner and then account for the pen. So, and I just reused this. All I did was, because this was made for a traveler's company, or a traveler's notebook, it looks like this. I just kind of added the elastic in here, made a knot. I also put cardstock in here because when I sewed this leather piece in there, it was quite flimsy, and so I needed to add some kind of stability. So before I sewed it down, I actually added the cardstock in there to make it a little bit more firmer and sturdier, and so that has helped it. And I absolutely love this pen loop. I've used it in my traveler's notebook before. And how it works is, if you have let me grab a passport traveler's notebook. So if you have a passport traveler's notebook, it's very easy, super simple, and a great way to add. All you have to do, honestly, is you can either hook it up with your, let me pull this out. sorry, let me see. So I have these two connected, and all you have to do, the way to connect it, is just put it over your notebook like so, and then it becomes part of it like that. And if you only have a single notebook, you still can do it. You just open this up and then slide this into like so, and then it becomes like that. And then you can just put it in your notebook, and there we have it. It's really functional. This is one of my favorite ways to add an accessory, as far as like a pen loop to your setup. And how I added it to, and you could do this with rings as well, if you have something like this, if you make something like that. I mean, you can poke the holes in here, and then, you know, that's one way of doing it. But I didn't want to poke holes in this, because if I end up using it in a traveler's notebook, I don't want to have the holes in it. And so another way to put this on there, all you have to do is just kind of slide it over the whole ring mechanism like so. So it's kind of like, it just kind of sits like that inside, and it holds it perfectly. And then you have a pen holder for your ring binder. There you go. And this can work too if you want to put it in like a bigger, does it have to be passport size? But let's just say here, I have a narrow slim Me Plus, and say I want to add this in here like so. It's very versatile. So you just do the same thing. Just kind of, obviously you got to make sure that your elastic is stretchy enough to fit over the whole mechanism. And then you just kind of stick it in there. I mean, you can either do it like this, where it's right here, but I like to actually just put it behind the whole thing, like so. There you go. And so it's kind of in there, as you can see. And so yeah, very versatile. I love using this. And you don't have to use a leather piece. You could use an elastic piece. If you are like a hoarder of craft supplies, you can purchase these really cheaply, and you can just make your own little pen loop and sew it into a folder. That would work. I just happen to have this pen, or this leather piece, and I liked it, and it was like long enough, so I liked the look of it. So that's a great way. And when I was doing this, I was also in the background thinking of a way to create a pen loop for my traveler's notebook, the 20th anniversary card size. Okay, and this is how it looks. And then can we just take a moment? How cute is this? This is actually a Gap bag charm, bear bag charm. And usually it has across this hoodie the word Gap. But this one says nap. And I was like, yes, I need to get this one. And so it goes perfectly well with my Always Sleepy Club member patch that's on here. Obviously, this is like totally opposite of working out. And I think that's why it's so funny to me, because it's kind of motivating for me. Like, girl, you know, let's get some energy so we're not always taking naps, or you're not always sleepy. So this is like the perfect little thing for my workout planner, and I absolutely love it. And so it just kind of hangs out there. And like I said, this stays at home. And so whenever I'm writing in it, I'm just like holding it like this. It's so cute. Okay, so back at the task of at hand, this is what I was trying to figure out. Now, because I was using this as so I got both the brown one and the black one. And when you saw me unbox this traveler's notebook, I had said that black is my favorite one, and I absolutely love it. And so I decided to make it as my on the go, uh, like monthly planner that lives in my purse. But the thing is, because I loved it so much, I kind of felt sad that it was just in my purse the whole time, and that I wasn't like holding it every day. And so I switched it out. I switched the monthly calendar appointment to go notebook into the brown one. And so now that brown one lives in my purse. And so now this one I get to see every single day. And so I have decided that I wanted to make this into, I'm still actually, I already decided what I'm going to use this for. It's going to hold, like, it's kind of hard to explain because I am very much into music and like listening to music. And so there are certain songs that I hear, or even past songs that I love, and there are certain like lyrics that just sticks with me. And there's songs that just always puts me in a good mood. And so I want to capture that and like keep a notebook of all of those songs and albums, and like all of those little snippets of song lyrics to those favorite songs, and just have it there, almost like you're collecting quotes, but I'm collecting lyrics, if that makes sense. And so that is what I'm going to use this for strictly. And I love that because of the size of it. And it's funny because I cut down TNs to mini sizes, but I never had cut it down to this card size. And the narrowness of it is just the perfect size to just hold onto every single day. It's not too big, not too small. It's really great. And so, anyways, before I start setting that up, I wanted to create, because this is like, I love this TN. I wanted to use a favorite pen of mine. And although this is super cute, I feel like this is great for like on the go. But I want to use my favorite pen. And because this is something that I'm reusing, and obviously writing down lyrics and stuff like that, I want to use my favorite fountain pen. And so that kind of got me thinking, what pen would I use that would love to use for this? Well, it would be either my Kaweco, or actually I'm thinking about, actually no, I've decided that I want to use my Kolo Tino. I do have 4 options of my Kolo Tino. Currently these are inked up for my journaling. I also have the raw, it's so pretty. Let me grab the other one that's not currently inked. But I definitely wanted to use my Kolo Tino on here. And obviously, so it's this olive one too. I haven't decided which one I want. I mean, I kind of want the brass one because the brass one looks so good with it. But the black one looks great as well. This looks amazing. It's quite shiny, but that's because I haven't like used it as much as I've used my brass one. And so the brass one has a beautiful patina on it already, compared to this one. So I don't know which one. And then I have the olive one as well, which is really nice. But I definitely want to use one of these because these are my favorite pocket pens, and I want to, when I'm writing down my favorite song and the favorite lyric, I want to use my favorite pen and my favorite TN. And so I was trying to figure out a way to create a way to hold this. And obviously this little loop is too small. I thought that maybe I can sew on a little pocket right here. I was going to either do it on the traveler's notebook or on here. And so I was thinking I could probably sew on like a leather piece. That way I can just do this, but then that would kind of hide this beautiful pen, and I kind of want to show it off. It's a beautiful pen. I love the design. That's the reason why I love it so much. And then this got me thinking, I can probably, because at first this loop, I was like, it's too small. I wish it was a little bit bigger. And I thought, maybe I can extend this over so I can put a pen in there. And so my thought process is like, okay, if I have this here and I had another pen loop here, then I can carry at least 2 cute pens, right? And then I got my head thinking, like, how would I do that? Well, it seems simple. This is a canvas, and you see the stitches here. And I thought, I'm gonna take this out and put a loop on there. And I have a few choices. I hoard these elastic because eventually I want to create my own pen loops. And so I do have these. I have different colors. I have red, gray, and then I also have these as well. That's already made. So I thought to myself, you know what? I can probably just use this and I can just cut this out a little bit. So, and it has the 3M sticker on it, so it kind of enforces it a little bit better. I can put this on underneath here and then just sew this, and the 20th little tab will be over it, so you will still see, and it will have this loop. So if you can kind of imagine, let me grab this. If you can kind of imagine this pen loop like so, but obviously cleaned up, it's going to be underneath this tab. And then I can hold my Kolo Tino and this cute pen as well, right? That's my thought process. So that is what we're going to do. And I'm going to take you with me as I do that. This is a little crafting session that I sometimes do on my channel. And it's something that I love showcasing because it's being creative. And that's one thing that I absolutely love doing. I was trying to figure out which one I want to pick. As far as the color of the tab, there are so many great choices. I mean, I can just do a plain black one, right? A plain black one, because then it kind of contrasts. We can even do a pink one. I have a pink one. But I feel like that doesn't really go. We can do an olive, which I think is gorgeous, right? Or this dark blue one as well, I think is cute. But I do love the contrast of this burnt orange one. What do you think? Now let's say, for example, I do, oh no. I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's scratched. But you know what? That's like, I guess, part of the beauty. I have to not like baby this. But like, say if I want to do the brass pen, how would that look with that? Right? Or if I chose the black, I mean, I think it'll go well with it. I think that's cute. And here's a green one. I think it gives it a great like pop of color. What do you guys think? Or if I do a black, I mean, yeah, it looks classy. It looks, even like the blue. Hmm. I'm kind of, because I'm also thinking like if this, there is no pen on there, how would it look? I don't know. I kind of like that one. Very green. I'm trying to imagine it like, I do like how I have this brown here, so it kind of plays off of that, right? You know what? This is the first one that I was really drawn to, so let's just do it. I mean, I really can't go wrong with any of these, honestly. And so let us go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is obviously take this out. I started decorating it like kind of music themed, but I haven't gone in there yet. So again, this is something that I'm really, really kind of processing and thinking it through because I just want to, I want this to, because it's going to be my favorite. I know it is. Okay, so this is staying on there. I kind of wish that this was like a record player or something, but it's all good. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to take this out and then I also need to cut this down to size. So let's do that. I do have a seam reaper somewhere. I lost it, and so I ended up purchasing a new one and I can't find it. Okay, let's see if I can just use regular scissors. Okay, so usually once you get that first stitch in, just trying to check to see how it looks underneath. I think they used a little wax on here. Oh, I see what they did. They put a little glue in there. Makes sense, so when they sew, it doesn't move. I should probably do that too. So they probably put a little tacky strip of adhesive on there. Actually, I don't have to do more than that because that should be enough. Well, actually, I'm going to stick this on there as well. So let me go ahead and pull this all the way off. Okay. There you have it. It's kind of nice that there's still like a tacky glue on there. So when I sew it back on, it'll kind of stay still for me. And I'm just taking off the old thread. That is off. And I do know when I do sew this on, it's gonna obviously show right there as well. Because it is actually coming off, which I'm hoping it'll stay intact. It should be because it has adhesive. Okay. So it's gonna go in here like so. So I need to cut this. And I'm just gonna kind of, let's see. Just gonna kind of eyeball this. I just eyeballed it. It's not, do I want to do like that? Maybe just a little bit narrower and definitely shorter. It's cute. I think that is a good. I think that looks great right there. Oh. So I could stick that down and sew it right there. And this will still have a little pin loop that I can stick on. Okay. There you go. Okay, so now I just have to sew that back. Okay, let me set up my sewing machine. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I have everything set up and I just kind of want to test on this leather piece. Oh, I didn't even, sometimes I forget how to do this. All right. Let's try this again. And we are good. So there are things that I did to my sewing machine. I am using a leather needle. This is a Husqvarna Viking Emerald 118. I purchased this way back when, and it's still a great sewing machine. And I just changed the needle to a leather needle, and then I also changed the walking foot to this one. That way the material won't stick and it'll be able to slide. If I use this one, sometimes the material gets stuck. And then I'm just using cotton thread, and I just made sure that my settings on my my sewing machine is the right for this needle and the walking foot. So let us go ahead and get this done. I'm going to go like this. All right, I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit because this is kind of hitting. I got to see where I'm going, where I'm sewing. Okay, sorry about that. I had to cut scene because my sewing machine ate up this leather because it was so thin, and I was in the zone trying to figure out how to fix it. Oh my gosh, you guys, it tore it up. uh, I panic. I'm like, oh my God, I ruined this thing. But I was able to fix it. So I had to cut the little top piece right here because it ate up. It was such thin leather. And so what I ended up doing was just, okay, I had to like reinforce it. So I decided to use the black one just because this is black, so if there's any overhang you can't really tell. And as you can see, it also cut this short as well. So what I ended up doing was just kind of sewing right here up top to secure it. But because this was kind of uneven, I had to top stitch this part. And so it ended up creating a double line, which is fine. It's going through, because we did end up shortening that leather, it is going through the 20th, but you still can see it. And it's not all lost. I just panicked because I can't believe my sewing machine like just ripped through this little piece. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. But my vision still came to life. It is so what I ended up doing was I had to glue this leather piece onto the leather part of this to enforce it so it doesn't move, and it to create stability. So unfortunately, this no longer is a pen loop, so I can't put a pen through there, which is fine because I honestly just wanted to create this pen loop for my pen. So crisis averted again. I still was able to save this leather, and you can still see the 20th, and then it says Travelers Company here. So not all is lost. I do wish I didn't have to have that stitch right down here because that first stitch was like right above the 20th, so it was fine, but this had to be intact, and so that created that, which is still fine. I still feel like it's one of a kind, and you know, it's one of those things. These things are not supposed to be made to be like perfect or precious, and I really just wanted to make this work for what I needed to. So let us test this out. Let us go ahead. Now this isn't my final setup. Like I had mentioned, I am still kind of going through the motions to see how I want this. But first things first, I wanted to make sure that I was able to carry my favorite pen. Oops. And so that was the mission here. And despite a little bit of, what do you call it? I think it still looks amazing. What do you guys think? So I either can do it like this, or I can do it like this. So before we decide, let us test this out. And yeah, and so I guess the great thing about this, because it is black, it just kind of blends in, versus this one, you can really tell if there is a mess up and if it's not like super aligned. So I guess it is a happy, stressful accident. So let us see how this works. And it's nice and sturdy in there. It is sewn in really great. So what do you guys think? I think that is awesome. And then I could probably either do it like this, so it's like that, or I can do it the original way and just have it go across like so. Which for me, it's like, it's kind of weird, right? Let's see. Let me give it a little bit more slack. There you go. I love it. And obviously this is like so heavy because this is a heavy pen. But either way, even if I do it like this, it still looks great. I love it. It is uniquely mine. And I do love this part. And again, I don't know if I can add this pen here because I did like put a little adhesive, but it's not a strong adhesive. So oh, there we go. Yep, it's not a strong adhesive that I put in there. So it's not coming off of the thing. So there we go. So now I have two. And it works beautifully. There we go. Oh my goodness. Oops. Oh, it's like, it's pulling it because it's magnetic. No, it's not magnetic. It was just, there we go. I was like, why is it not pulling? There we go. I absolutely love it. Now I'm wondering if I should do the brass or if I should do the black. I do kind of like the black. What do you think? With the bits of now the great thing about using already a pre-made like so, because this is already stitched in very nicely, so it's already like heavy duty stitched in like so. So the thing that's actually holding this is this leather piece, not this leather piece. I just sewed on the leather piece on top of it. So I don't have to worry about durability because this part isn't relying on this leather piece. I think that looks great. Yes. Okay, what do you guys think? Sorry I didn't show you like, because I was actually like cutting, trying to take it off. So basically all I did was take everything off and then took that leather, this leather piece, and adhesive it right here on this piece and then sewed it on just like that. Again, I chose black. It seemed that it would hide the flaws a lot better, but as you can see, it still looks great. So I don't know, would you do this? Would you be brave enough to do this? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of worried a little bit like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And then if I'm not holding a pen, it still looks great. I absolutely love it. Yay, and let's see how this would look, my Kaweco. Let's see, where is my... this one. That looks way too cute. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And even if, like, say if I don't want to put it over and I just want to do it like that, maybe. Okay, that looks silly. But I think the best way is probably around like so. Yes. That looks awesome. Okay, I'm going to play with this a little bit more and figure out my setup for my my music notebook, my song notebook. I don't even know what I'm going to call it. But that is what I'm going to do. I wanted to show you my process. Again, got a little bit nervous, but it worked out in the end. It still came out great, as you can see. Right? It's not perfect, but hey, wabi sabi. It is mine. And now it's more functional for myself. And I think that looks so great. But either way, I get to use my favorite pens. Ta-da! Okay. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And I'm going to play with my traveler's notebooks. And I will see you guys in the next one.